Welcome to an audio-only version of What Was I Thinking? That laugh is my lovely girlfriend who will be joining me on this audio-only expedition to my self-hatred. Welcome. Hi. Hello. Why is it audio-only? Because we went on a trip to Philadelphia, and this is the start of a couple weeks ago. I talked about just wanting to do more of, let you in to stuff I'm into, and apparently what I'm into is food and doing not much. That really is just like my bio. If I had a LinkedIn bio, that would be my bio. I want to eat and do not much. So we are just getting back from a trip to Philadelphia, so I didn't have my whole setup with me. I just brought the audio, and I wanted to have my girlfriend come on to A, prove that I have one, and B, have someone to give provide evidence. No, see, my brain's not really working today to prove that I'm not lying about how delicious this weekend was. So hi, girlfriend. Hi. Where did we just come from?
We just came from Philly.
It was a lot of fun.
It really was.
And I'm glad that you like to eat almost as much as I feel. Yeah, we
yes, absolutely.
We compliment each other because it's nice. It's nice when the people you're dating are into what you're into, but it's also nice when they're not, because I ate some things this weekend that I don't mind. I like sharing with you because yeah, you're kind of cool, but I also do get a little bit not jealous. What's the word? Protective over foods what I like, and there's something
sharing
that I like.
It.
Yeah, sharing is caring.
Right.
I don't like sharing some things, and the fact that you like wings, you don't like wings. God,
right. Just a sticky. It's not that I don't like it. I just get sticky if I touch the sauces. It gets on my hands, and it just
whatever gets me to be able to eating wings.
Right.
Is perfect. Maybe we should start like a dating app. It's like whowon'teatmywings.com, and it'll just be people who like wings
that would go
and girls who don't like wings. I've done this for years as an adult. Basically, the reason not why I exist, but when I travel to eat, that's pretty much what I do. And because I've been losing weight for the past 14 months, I haven't really gone to do it. And so for everyone listening, like, Lee, you talk about losing weight. What's going on? This is a cheat weekend, and this won't be a regular thing. I'm jumping right back on the diet. And actually, I think in the future when I do this, I think I'll have people filming it. I'll film a little bit more. But this is like a weekend of basically food, I don't know, outrageousness. It was way too much. I can't keep it up. You want to know the real reason this is audio only? I'm basically laying down in the fetal position recording this because we ate so much food in a 36-hour period. So in the future, I might do some healthy stuff along with a little cheat. But and I'm, to be honest, not going to tell you everything we ate, because you might. What is it, 5150, where they give you, they send you the insane asylum?
Yeah.
Like, you thought you could eat this much?
Right.
And by the way, they might want to look into why. Like, I spent months researching this. I'm on Yelp. I have spreadsheets. I have the little red string in rooms going from restaurant to restaurant. I have everything planned because you might not know. You have seen a little bit of the church.
Yes.
But something that I got made fun of on there by Joey is that I would use Yelp.
Right.
Which I get.
Yes, you do. You use Yelp for everything.
All right.
It's your main.
You're supposed to be on my side, all right?
Okay.
Already
Okay.
selling me down the river.
Well.
I don't look at reviews. Objection. I don't look at reviews. I look at pictures, and that's basically what my Instagram is, by the way. It's just pictures of food and comedians. But I look on Yelp to see if I can see something, because you can see delicious food. And if you look at a review, yeah, there might be people who, just want to shit on it. But if people put a picture up, it's usually because it's amazing, or it's either terrible, and then But I looked at pictures and just very quickly went to this place. This isn't like a quintessential Philly place. Right. And it's not that you didn't like it, but this was more of like
We got there late at night. It was late, and it was a cool spot.
It's a cool spot. It's called National Mechanic. It's right in downtown Philly. They might even have a couple. I don't remember if they have. Look it up. You have Google on what you're listening to this on. It's called National Mechanic. It's in an old school church. Like, we actually sat in old pews, which, if you're super religious, might be upsetting.
Neither of us burned. We were fine.
Yeah,
so
no, we're
you're
fine.
You're good. You're totally fine. Well, maybe,
I am Jewish, so
we made it.
I'm what is it called? Grandfathered into
Correct.
surviving. But if you're like me and you eat like a 12-year-old with a credit card, it's the place for you. So it's a bar, but they had like amazing wings. They were huge, and they had what I like regular wings, but I also like a little bit of a breaded, but not too breaded. It was so crispy. I usually ask for wings well done. I
don't think you even did that.
I know, no, we would never do it there.
Yeah.
But, and I know you're not like you're a boneless wing person, which
right.
Usually it's sort of like, I don't care. I didn't look for a Jewish woman, obviously, but the fact that's how you know I like it, because I like you, not it. Because normally, like, I'm gonna raise any future children that I have as bone-in wing people. That's what we are as a
go right
family.
ahead. Go right ahead. I hope they don't have the sticky issue.
They're going to, but we bring baby wipes.
Right.
I have baby wipes in every pair of pants that I own, just ready to go. But see,
perfect.
I'm looking at the
perfect.
I'm looking at the menu, and that I'm just swallowing, just tasting it again. They had like, if you're going there to drink, like you're supposed to, not leave as soon as the drinking starts. That's when we go. Like, we go right before the fun people go. They have like a giant, like literally like the size of a small human pretzel, but it was soft and hot, not too much salt. Came with a cheese and mustard dipping sauce, which was just, I don't know, anything. If there's bread that's hot and you can dip it into something,
sign me up.
Yeah, that's all I really need. That's all. I think the world would be a better place if everywhere just had hot bread and something to dip it in. That's all. God, I'm coming up with so many like
one-liners.
One-liners, like T-shirts. All I'm looking for is a hot piece of bread.
Perfect.
That's what I'm gonna call myself, a hot piece of bread. I am doughy, but and I am a little bit warm at times. But
it's hot.
It's hot. I like it. They had these fried shrimp that were really good. Gotta say, and most of it is gonna be positive, but to let you know that I'm gonna be what's the word? Where you're honest. I don't know. Who knows?
We'll get back to that. Circle back.
We're circling back.
Yeah, we'll circle back.
The French fries were not my favorite
just
French
soggy.
fries.
Yeah, they had nothing to them.
Though
I worked on the basket.
Yeah, you did have more fries than real food, but that was pretty much my fault. Even though, also, I just do want to say, you did say it looked good. We had a plan to go there.
Yeah, I was fine. Yeah.
But you had like 3 bites.
Right.
Turns out, girls lie. The shrimp was great. The burger was a little messy. Not a good first date.
I tapped out. That's why. The mess loses me. It's all... It wasn't that it wasn't good.
So here's the difference between us. Is I don't like being sticky either, but I will fight through it until the end of the meal. Because I learned long ago that you can't... When I first started my wing eating life, I would literally have an entire roll of paper towels next to me. But you can't do it because you'll do it each bite. Right. So you just got to embrace, you got to live in the stick until the end. And then you go and wash your hands. But you just gave up.
I just quit. I will rather quit. It's just not worth it for me. But I support you in all of it.
Thank you. Trust me, if you could see what I looked like that day.
It got worse. That wasn't anything. So
it did get worse. But
let's be honest.
Don't help me out.
This is
an
honest space.
It shouldn't be. This is my I will walk out of my own podcast. Don't test me. They also had God damn it, A smash burger. See?
Yes.
It was supposed to be on my team. They had a smash burger, which I like because I like it when like meat gets crispy, crunchy, and she doesn't like red meat that much. You do, but you don't.
Right.
That's like the second time you've just abandoned a burger,
Right.
mid-burger. That's
I
what
leave them behind.
I wouldn't eat a burger that's already had a bite out of normally, but when you're in a relationship with someone, somehow that's okay. The burger was great, and it came. This is where I got to be honest, was a little bit surprised. I don't know if anyone else does this when you're looking at a menu like, oh, everyone, I'm going to get this, and so-and-so is going to love it. I'm not usually a dessert person at a restaurant. I don't want to wait. I want to get like dessert, bring it home, eat it in bed under the covers. But they had a bread pudding. I think it was chocolate chip banana bread. There we go.
Yes.
Bread pudding.
Mm-hmm.
And I love bread. We talked about it. Hot bread. I like sweet hot bread, and that's what it is. And you did not like the chocolate chip banana bread pudding.
Did not.
Well,
It had a stretch.
First of all, it was bread pudding. Which
Well, I don't like bread pudding. I told you.
Don't interrupt me ever again.
I just did. Oh.
See,
On your podcast.
on my podcast in your house, it had chocolate sauce,
Yes,
and it was just
that was good.
and ice cream on top of it. Bread pudding is so fucking good. But I could literally sit here and just do a podcast on bread pudding. What Was I Thinking is brought to you by Freeze Pipe. Valentine's Day is today, and guess what? Cupid isn't using an arrow this year. He's using a pipe. What pipe, Lee? A freeze pipe. For the smoking enthusiast in your life, get them an ice cold hit every time with Freeze Pipe. Here's how it works. The pipe comes with a detachable chamber that you freeze beforehand. If you remember. If you're buying this, you might smoke weed. You might not remember. Guess what? It still works. And I've used the bubbler. I've used the bong. They have an e-nail. Every product is better than the other one. I love all of their products. And here's what you do. You take the detachable chamber. You freeze it. When you're ready to rip, the smoke passes through the frozen part and cools down the smoke as you inhale. It's non-toxic. It freezes faster than water. And it stays frozen longer. Freeze Pipe cools down the smoke by hundreds of degrees. Your throat will you've heard me cough. I cough every time I smoke unless I do it with Freeze Pipe. I love Freeze Pipe. Whether you hit a pipe, bubbler, bong, or dab, they have it all. Go to thefreezepipe.com and press in code LEE to save 10% off of your first order. That's thefreezepipe.com. Press in code LEE. Get your bong, pipe, or bubbler today. That's thefreezepipe.com and press in code LEE to save 10%. If you can smoke from it, Freeze Pipe makes it. That's a great place, but you don't drive 6 hours for bread pudding. I might. You don't. The whole basic reason for this trip was Saturday. So that the National Mechanic was Friday. Perfect. Saturday, we had a plan, and we had an attack. We had diagrams. This trip was essentially for Angelo's, which is on 9th Street. I don't even have that written down. I just know it now. Angelo's Pizza in South Philly. And I had gotten recommendations from Steve Simone months ago. Because that's actually how far back this trip was supposed. I was supposed to go to Philly in September of 2021. If you're listening to this in the future, it is now February of 2022. I had a plan to go to Philly, and it just, between the Jewish holidays and life, it just didn't happen. So this is what, 5 months in the making, but since that time in September, Dave Portnoy has done videos on Angelo's. I've gone to their Instagram. I knew it was going to be good, but nothing could have prepared me for how delicious and it was just, and we messed up a little bit, but not really, because it led to a happy accident.
Right.
We were going to call. So we're on vacation. We don't have kids, so we don't have to wake up early. I don't have work. You don't have to wake up early. We were up at we were up at like 7 in the morning, maybe not even like 6 in the morning, just waiting for this place to open. And we decided not to call ahead because we didn't know if we would get there too soon, but we should have. Because we got there, I think at like 11:06, and they opened at 11, and there was already like, I don't know, 10 people outside. Now, there wasn't a line to order, luckily, but I kind of wish there was, because it was embarrassing, and normally I might have just left. Don't laugh. Okay. If any Philly people are listening, stand by me, and I feel like Angelo's people do it on purpose, because they just sat there and no one helped. They have the darkest, they tinted their doors for some reason. I don't know why. And there's like multiple handles, and I just pulled on it, and it just wouldn't move. I pushed, it wouldn't move. I know how to use the door. I use the door almost every day, and it just wouldn't open. Don't laugh at me. You can laugh out loud so they know that I'm funny. And I thought maybe people were waiting, because I worked at a movie theater in high school and college, and people used to press their faces up against the doors before it opened, and I was like, we'll open it when it's ready. So I thought they were opening a little bit late.
Right.
But then you noticed, because we walked away.
Crowds of people just waiting.
But you noticed someone walking out.
Oh, yes.
He's like, so that door did open. So we went back, and apparently like there was a handle next to it and we just walked, and they were like pretty much laughing at us, but not, because they knew.
Yeah, she said happens all the time, numerous times a day. She did. Maybe she was humoring us.
Humoring me pretty much, because I couldn't figure out how a door worked, which is nice. I paid off my student loans this year. Can't figure out a door. But we get in, and the only downside to as much planning as I do is sometimes audibles happen, and all that planning goes out the window. They have this is why I wanted to go to Angelo's even before Dave Portnoy went. When Steve sent it to me in September, they had a Philly cheesesteak that was on garlic bread. That is why I feel like I could die after eating that. Just even hearing, I'm dying happier just even hearing that exists. And that's why I wanted to go. They also had a meatball sub with fried pepperoni. And see, my girlfriend, I've lost like 30-ish pounds since we started dating, something like that. She's seen pictures of me at my heaviest, but like never really got to experience it. When I was at my heaviest, I was taking pepperoni and crisping it up in a pan and making like a sandwich out of fried pepperoni. No one goes to the deli counter and buys. I would buy pepperoni. I bought pepperoni so much at the deli counter that I had tricks, because they sometimes didn't know, because no one ever orders pepperoni, that there's a plastic ring around the pepperoni. So sometimes the deli people would slice it, and there'd be literal plastic around each piece, because they didn't know they had to peel the pepperoni.
Wow. So you helped them out with that?
I've trained deli workers before. Wow. I like fried pepperoni.
That's impressive.
So we were going to get that. We were going to get pizza, cheesesteak. We got there. They didn't have any of that. I'm not going to hold it against them, because it was delicious. But before we get there, you know what? Let's finish Angelo's. But if in case you pause this after you hear how delicious it is and go get Angelo's, there's a place right like less than a block away, and I don't know how to pronounce it, Philly people, so don't get mad at me. It's either Sarcones or Sarconi's.
It's on the same street as it.
Yeah, it's literally on the same street. It's 104 years old, and it's an Italian bakery that we found while we were waiting for the food. But let's just finish Angelo's first, and then we'll get to Sarconi's. We waited for about 45 minutes. We got, I guess we'll do Sarconi's now because it just kind of fits in. You see how much planning goes into this podcast. It was an Italian bakery that we walked in, and even before I tasted it, and we haven't even tried everything yet, you knew it was going to be delicious. We get up there, and this poor woman asked me what I wanted, and I basically had to, like a little kid, be like, you just decide for me, because everything looks good. We were there. We were in Philadelphia for literally, I think, 40 hours, and we got like what 3 dozen.
You
cookies?
got 2 loaves of bread. After the cookies, she was anything else. Yeah, we'll take 2 loaves of bread. What are we doing with bread?
Okay.
What are we doing with bread?
What are we not doing?
What
with
are we
bread?
doing with bread?
There was okay. So here's why it's worth it to wait in line sometimes, because we started out the order with you ordered cannoli.
Yes.
Who doesn't like a cannoli? And she had to hand fill it. It wasn't just sitting there ready to go. And spoiler alert, those were amazing. But while she was filling it, like 30 other people went to the other person in line and ordered seated roll. That's all people were ordering. So I was like, let me get one. I didn't look. And I got 2. I was like, let's just get 2 rolls.
You didn't realize how big they were?
They're at least 2.5 feet long each.
My whole arm.
Legitimately,
my whole arm. Doesn't matter. It's still an arm. I'm an adult. It's an adult arm.
Shaquille O'Neal's arm. And we have 2 of them. So we're not going to... I'm so sorry, but the podcast comes out Monday. So we haven't tried the bread yet. I know it's delicious.
Right, that cannoli was amazing. The cookies.
The cannolis were amazing. The cookies were really good. Here's my only, not complaint, because I assume people know. I just had no idea, and apparently you warned me. They had this cookie with chocolate sauce on top, but you can see there was something in the middle. I assumed that it would be chocolate.
You might have been mesmerized, but
I was.
There was a lot of things going on.
There was
much to look at.
There was so much to look at, and this woman was no nonsense. So I didn't want to like let her down,
right?
Or like I've already felt bad enough. But unfortunately, there was a jelly, like a fruit jelly in the middle of that cookie.
Not for us.
Well, not for you.
You ate it?
I ate almost all of them.
When?
One wasn't I eating. When you were in the bathroom, when you were taking naps,
yes.
You probably.
I thought you were sad when you realized it was jelly.
I was, but that's how good it was.
So you went for it anyways.
Oh,
hey,
yeah,
good.
no.
Good.
Think I'm going to let a cookie go to waste because it has jelly in it? No.
Silly me.
But that's how you know it was good, because I don't like, the only thing you put jelly on is peanut butter and maybe toast if they're out of butter.
Right.
Jelly doesn't belong in donuts. Fruit doesn't belong in dessert. I'm gonna say that.
I agree.
And
I really agree.
I love you so much. So other than that was the only issue I had with Sarconi. I'm gonna say it's Sarconi because it sounds cooler.
Yes.
It might be Sarcones. But the bread looked so good that we later ended up going and getting meat and cheese to eat with it tonight for the Super Bowl. But we walk out of Sarconi's. I legit thought when we went in there that we'd maybe get like 4 or 5 cookies, maybe a cannoli if they had it. Like it would just.
I had cannoli on my mind. That was it.
We walked out of there with literally over a pound of cookies because they sold them by a pound.
Right.
4 cannolis that were not the small ones. They were adult cannolis.
Yes.
And bread so big that we literally held it like it was a baby in our arms, like under our arm.
Yes.
Like it was sitting on my hip.
Right.
And we, by the way, still had to wait about 30 minutes for this pizza and the cheesesteak. So we each got a pizza and we each got a cheesesteak, which, by the way, that pizza is about to really make that. I don't care about the Super Bowl this year, but I'm going to get to eat this pizza again. So this pizza was so good, and the only thing that we kind of messed up on is we didn't do what everyone else was doing and eat it outside on the ground.
Right.
We
had a lot of food to hold, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
We really had our hands full.
Next time we'll go to Sarconi's after, because there were people literally just sitting on I hate when you call the outside ground the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, not you personally, but I hate when people do it. They were just sitting. It was like their legs couldn't move any further, and they just sat on the ground and were eating. And we were like, oh, no, let's Uber back. It's only 10 minutes. I felt so bad for this Uber driver because I couldn't imagine. If I was an Uber driver and the smells that were coming out of this pizza box were in my car, I would have probably killed us and gone and driven to Mexico eating the food.
Right.
And I know what you're probably wondering, Lee, did you offer him any pizza?
No, we did not.
I wanted to. If you're listening, Uberman, I really wanted to. I wanted to. I knew I should have. I'm a good person, but this is why you need to be a friendly Uber driver. I was going to offer him some, and then he just wasn't really talking, and we didn't have a plate or a napkin. And I just felt I also didn't want to share.
Right. Let's just be honest. We have already scratched the surface on how you don't really like to share. So
I think that might have been
after.
I think that might have been on the last version.
Yeah, it was just so much. We
But-
just needed to get there to eat it.
Well, I could have shared it. Well, in the 15-minute drive, but we didn't. We didn't offer him one slice. I did give him a tip.
Right.
Did not give him a slice.
We didn't offer
I
any
think
to
he
the
would have
hotel
preferred-
staff either, and they said something.
They're okay.
Huh?
They can't. They're not stuck in a car with it for 20 minutes. But it was sitting on my leg for this 20. But that's how it was. So even with all this, it was so worth it. I was essentially torturing myself with two steam. Have you ever had just one leg sweat? My leg was going through hell in the back of this Uber, but it was worth it. We get upstairs, and it's been like what? It's probably been a 90-minute excursion.
Easy.
And we drove 6 hours for this. We in the hotel. So we leave, we come back. It was like we didn't even need to like talk to each other. We sat at the desk. We just looked at it, and I'm not a picture taking person when it comes to food.
Me either.
But we each just took pictures. We almost cried.
Right.
You have two lovely children.
Yes.
When you first saw them, I'm assuming it might have been a nice moment.
Right. It was.
I've only seen it in movies.
Right.
When you look in the nursery behind the glass.
Yes.
And you just like hold each other. Like,
right.
Aw. That's how we just held each other.
Yeah.
And basically just basked in our pizzas.
There was some dancing.
There was actual dancing, sitting down. And there were noises came out of me that I don't know where they came from.
Right.
Like it's like each time I took a bite, it was like ha ha ha. Like I was like literal, just like a mixture of moans, and then just like it was natural. Like I don't think about these noises.
No, it was just any badness that you were feeling just left your body after you took a bite.
Exciting news from our friends at Manscaped. They just launched their 4th generation performance package. The ultimate package includes the Lawnmower 4.0. You heard that right, 4.0. Manscaped, the leaders in male grooming, have done it again, and they're taking your grooming game to the next level. Join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with the new Performance Package 4.0 by going to manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with code Syatt, SYATT. That's right, Syatt. You get 20% off plus free shipping. And they're going to make your balls look and smell fantastic. You already know about the lawnmower. They have the ear and nose hair trimmer, the weed whacker. That's a funny name. They have the crop preserver, the crop reviver. Your ball, everything that has hair next to it is going to smell and look great. Your balls have never looked so beautiful as they do with Manscaped. Do me a favor. Go to manscaped.com and use code Syatt, SYATT, to get 20% off plus free shipping. That's right. You get 20% off plus free shipping with code Syatt, SYATT, at manscaped.com. Your balls have been through enough this past year. Treat them with the best tools for the job from Manscaped. It was so...
Everything was gone.
Like, now that Portnoy's been there, that's probably why they don't have those sandwiches anymore. But like I've been to diners, drive-ins, and dives places, and it doesn't always live up to the hype. Once it gets like that busy, the quality goes down. The pizza so lived up to the hype, and so did the cheesesteak, by the way. And let me tell them what we ordered. What did you order for your pizza?
I just got a mushroom pizza.
So it was just a round mushroom pizza.
Yes.
Extra mushroom.
Yeah, and the spinach, right? Wasn't there spinach on
No.
it?
There was one with spinach, but I think you just got extra
okay.
mushroom.
I can't even see. I don't even remember.
I got It was called an upside down John, which I don't know what John stands for or who John is, but he's a hero. The upside down means the sauce is on top of the cheese. Not always my first choice. I don't. I have a lot of rules when it comes to food. I even said it to her, by the way, and I don't know if you caught this. When we were ordering the steak and cheese, I said I normally order it well done.
Yes, you did.
Because I do like, and I was like, would they even do that? She's like, no. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
And at that point though, I thank God. I was like, let these angel artisans do their thing.
Craft it up.
I haven't even told you the toppings on my pizza yet. I got half cheese, half pepperoni, and ricotta. Ricotta on pizza, and I know you might not agree with me. In my humble opinion, ricotta on pizza, that's when I had a bar mitzvah, and in the Jewish religion, that's when you go from being a boy to a man.
Yes.
The real bar mitzvah is when you go from being a boy to a man, is when you go from just plain cheese to including a ricotta on your pizza.
Oh.
That little extra creaminess.
The growth.
The growth. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Growth. I'm a complex growing man, and it was just, we both ate so much that it hurt. I actually, for a second, considered chewing the pizza and spitting it out. Just to have the taste in my mouth. But by the way, we also ate the steak and cheese, which came on seeded rolls.
Oh, the best.
I don't know if they're from Sarcones.
I don't know
be.
either, but that bread was everything.
A seed makes any bread better.
Yeah.
You gotta have a seed. If it's toasted, shut your mouth.
You flip that bread over.
Oh, so thank you. I didn't even remember that. At the very end, I can't. And what sort of gave me the inspiration was sushi. I sometimes put the wasabi on the top of the roll, but then you put it in the wrong, flipped, so you don't really get to taste the wasabi until the end. I ate like 3/4 of this steak and cheese with the sesame seeds on top, and I was like, what happens if I flip this bitch over?
Right.
I eat the sandwich upside down, and the seeds are on the bottom. They're hitting my tongue, and change the sandwich.
Right.
Always put the seeds on your tongue.
Right. You told me, and it was a game changer.
Yeah. And
you didn't think that sandwich could get any better, but you flip it upside down.
Flip that bitch upside down.
Bam.
Thank you.
Got it.
Emerald's here.
Babe, you got it. Oh, stop.
You have to eat it with the seeds. And it was so good. And you stopped. You have something called willpower and self-control, which must be nice.
Right. Sometimes.
I don't. I ate my entire sandwich and about 3 or 4 slices. But then, throughout the day, I just kept, you would go to the bathroom and be like, well, it's time for a slice.
Right.
I still have a good amount for tonight.
I was in the shower. There's a slice.
But not, shower, slice.
Right.
Nap, slice. Phone call, slice.
Right.
I had slices so goddamn good. It's worth, honestly, I would go back just for a day just to go to Angelo's. It was so good. And it was something called Cooper Sharp on the steak and cheese.
Yes.
I don't know what
good
that is.
Very good.
But it was creamy, but a little bit tangy. I don't know. And then the meat was, because a lot of people, when I told them I was going to Philly, were like, you got to go to Gino's and Pat's. Whatever, and I'll try them out eventually. At some point I go. But sometimes in those Yelp picture book excursions that I take, we were looking at some cheesesteaks, and the meat didn't look A+ level.
No.
The meat at Angelo, it was so goddamn
so good.
Crispy.
That place does not miss.
It really it doesn't. It's worth, but here's the tip we learned. Call ahead.
Right.
Call ahead, but make sure you go to Sarcones. Just maybe stick with the half pound of cookies.
Right.
And maybe 1 seeded roll would be good, because it's over 2 feet of roll.
It really is my whole arm.
Oh, and so because of that, And this is why we haven't tried it, because after Angelo's, we had plans of going to the Reading Terminal Market, because you could take a trip if you like food and you like to travel for food, which is basically my entire reason for travel. You could spend the entire time at Reading Terminal. Now, Philly people, I don't know if you guys know Boston, but there's a place called Faneuil Hall.
Puts it to shame.
Well, it does put it to shame. I would never tell someone to go to Faneuil. It's a very touristy place.
Right.
I'm open. Reading Terminal could be touristy. It didn't seem like it. I'm sure tourists go there, but let me know if I was fucking up by going to Reading Terminal Market. We didn't get to go to Nick's, unfortunately, because here's the thing. After Angelo, we were going to go right there. We're going to take a walk, enjoy the weather. Angelo's was so good and so much food that we just sort of fell into bed.
Right.
We collapsed into like a sea of like, what is it on Thanksgiving where like the turkey makes you tired?
Oh, yeah, that chemical in it. Yes.
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but
Me
that
too.
basically happened to us with pizza and cheesesteak.
Right.
So
it was easy.
The place closed at 6. The Reading Terminal Market closed at 6. We got there at 5, so we only got like a little tease, so they know I watch porn. You know I watch porn.
No. What?
I know.
This is shocking.
Shocking.
This is shocking. I am
else-
just hearing this for the first time right now.
Has anyone else ever opened their phone in front of their girlfriend or wife, and then Pornhub's just right there?
Not once, not twice.
No, not 3 times. Why did I bring up porn?
Food?
We're talking about food.
The market? Terminal market. We got there at 5
Oh,
or something.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Sometimes on Pornhub, they'll have like little preview clips.
Oh, okay.
It's only a few, like 30 seconds, a minute. That's not enough time.
Oh, okay. Like a teaser.
That's how I felt. I was very teased by Reading
Yeah, we
Terminal
got the
Market.
trailer of the...
We did. We got the trailer.
We did.
Could have said that without the porn.
Well, you know what the brain wants, what it wants.
The brain knows what it knows.
Yeah, exactly.
I know
the heart
food and I know
what
porn.
It wants.
That's embarrassing. Awesome. I'm just gonna.
You know more than that. Stop it.
Yeah, I'm gonna look right at this paper right here.
Right.
But one of the things that we went to. Let me see if I wrote it down. I thought I wrote it down.
The chocolate place.
We did go to the chocolate place, but we went to Downtown Cheese in Reading Terminal Market.
Yes.
And we got like a nice cheddar, a nice pepper jack,
and some goat cheese.
Goat cheese. You got honey goat cheese, which is not. I had goat cheese as a child, and I got a headache, and I threw up.
Yeah, it wasn't because of the goat cheese.
Yes, it was.
No. You've had goat cheese with me since,
I'll
and you
stick
don't even
with
know.
Cows. You've given me goat cheese.
Just a little bit.
You suck. Yeah.
See? No headaches.
Well, this is my one and only appearance, or your one and only appearance as a girlfriend.
Hey, it was fun.
Nice to have dated
Thanks for
you.
having me.
You're welcome. I'm not a goat cheese person, but we got pepperoni and prosciutto too. But we didn't have a knife, and we didn't also have any room, so that's why we haven't tried that. We did try after we got the meats and cheeses and the only reason we got that is for the bread.
Right.
We're about to fuck that up during the Super Bowl. I hope Cincinnati wins, but this is just basically we just need a time.
And no, this is for the halftime show for me.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah. You don't even care about the football.
No, not even a little bit.
I'll be asleep by the halftime
right.
show. We also went to a couple places. We went to Mueller's Chocolate.
Delicious.
There's nothing. I'm going to. There's 2 things I'm going to say. Salty and sweet when it comes to chocolate. Game changer. And on that note, my favorite things, and I haven't tried to eat the peanut butter cups yet. We got peanut butter cups. I have tried the chocolate peanut butter.
I have tried
pretzels.
that as well.
A chocolate covered pretzel is heaven, I think, personally.
Mm.
It was it was creamy. It was salty. It tasted fresh. Like it didn't, sometimes when you take chocolate out of a wrapper and it's like white.
Yes.
Because.
Yes.
I don't know. It's been there for 8 years.
Yeah, whatever they leave it.
Oh, it was so good. Oh, and you know what? I think we have to go back to, speaking of dessert now.
What?
We didn't talk.
See? I do it all the time.
She's in it.
Yeah.
The cannolis from Sarcone's.
Oh, those were heaven. Those were great. One of them. They were huge.
They were huge, and it was the ricotta with chocolate chips
chips.
inside. It was so creamy,
Some
but
cinnamon,
sweet a
like
little bit.
cinnamon taste
Oh.
to it or something.
I could have just literally had a little tub, like the what's it, country crock? It's not butter, but they pretend it's butter.
I can't believe it's not butter. That one.
Whatever tub,
okay.
anything with a tub,
Right. Okay.
any size tub of just that ricotta.
Right. As a dip.
Just a spoon.
Right. Well.
Just give me a spoon and a willpower and a will to live. That's I would. Oh, it was so good. But the chocolate was delicious. We did a little cake. Didn't try it yet.
There were chocolate covered strawberries from that chocolate place.
Yeah.
You don't like those.
Fruit
I do.
Does not belong in
Okay,
dessert.
I understand, but they're very good. Those were very good.
They
were huge.
From Mueller's.
Yeah, they were huge. It was like a cupcake.
It did look. See, and that's the thing, and I didn't even remember. Like the Reading Terminal Market was overwhelming.
Yes.
Like I almost feel like I would like a private tour of it.
Right.
Before, didn't they do that for Michael Jackson? Like he wanted to experience what grocery shopping
I
is
wouldn't
like.
imagine.
So he went into a grocery store and it was closed, but they let him. Like there was too many people. It was like Times Square. If Times Square was fun, because it was packed.
Right.
But so many. There was a line. I've done this before, where you get in a line or what you think is a line, and it's just people standing there. We tried to go to the Knicks. We didn't get to we stood for 10 minutes, but it was. The game Supermarket Sweepstakes where you're running around and you're running out of time. That's what I felt like.
Sweep.
What did I say? Isn't that what it's called?
No, Supermarket Sweep.
Oh,
yes,
I added a steak.
Yes,
okay.
you did.
I do like to add
steak on the mind. So
yeah, I do.
Sweepstake. Yes, it was like that.
And we just didn't want to waste time.
We hopped out of
lines.
lines.
So we'll go back to the Knicks, and that I think leads to a perfect. So the trip was. I know sometimes I feel like I'm negative. We're gonna end on our final thoughts and maybe some regrets, but overall, Philly is a delicious. If you like food, and especially Italian, like pizza, sandwiches, Philly's the place to be.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't have been better, in my opinion.
It was great.
Before we get to regrets, what was your favorite? Oh, we didn't even talk about breakfast. That was your favorite. We'll do a because I made a mistake.
Yeah.
We went to a place called the Green Egg Cafe on 18th Street. There's a couple different locations. We went to the one on 18th Street. It was good, but it was we were watching. I watched the fights. You fell asleep. I watched the fights last night, and I had multiple times had to be like, if you take one more bite, you're gonna get sick. And I was still pretty full that next morning.
Right.
But you really wanted to go to breakfast.
Yes.
And I am obviously I dragged you to everywhere else. You deserve one place that you might like.
So nice.
And we went. You had.
What didn't I have?
Delicious Eggs Benedict.
Right.
That was made with chicken and waffles.
Yes.
And then you also had pancakes.
Red velvet pancakes.
Red velvet pancake. I'm not a red velvet person, but you said they were delicious. Then
right.
It
wasn't too sweet at all. Yes. It was so good. It's definitely a place people should try if they're going to go there for a breakfast brunch spot. Yeah. Because there were people having, mimosas and things like that. But
I'm not. I like breakfast, but it's not.
You don't have breakfast a lot, so
I really don't have breakfast.
You have your dinner.
That's how I lost weight. That's why it works for me, because when I'm allowed to eat all day, I make bad decisions.
Not always. You're good.
So what was your favorite thing? Was it breakfast? I think it was.
No, Antonio's was.
Angelo's.
Angelo's.
Been calling it Antonio's
the
entire weekend.
Yes, Angelo's was definitely my favorite. Their bread.
The bread on the steak and cheese made it for you?
Yeah. Yes, the bread made it. I mean, the pizza was very, very good as well.
I would go with and I didn't even, because I have a rule that you didn't break it, but it's good because I would have eaten it. Veggies, same way fruits don't belong in dessert, veggies infect a pizza because the flavoring gets into the dough, and it's just it's not allowed. But it was so good, and I would go with the upside down one.
That was your favorite?
Oh yeah, Angelo's.
That was your favorite spot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Angelo's was.
Yeah.
The pizza was so good. It you could just tell the cheese was fresh.
Everything was great.
The steak and cheese was the best steak and cheese I think I've ever had.
Fantastic. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on. I think why I paused there. I'm surprised that breakfast wasn't your favorite.
Breakfast is good. I mean, you can get good breakfast pretty much anywhere you go.
Yeah, that wasn't
you don't get a good, any
pizza
of those.
Pizza and cheesesteak.
Right.
Yeah,
that was true. Yeah, so I've had good breakfast. We can get good breakfast here. somebody can do that. But
if you're going to Philly.
Right, if you're going, you have to
go to
try.
Angelo.
Yes.
Yep, see?
Yep, you absolutely have to. And then hop over there for a cannoli and you're done.
Oh god, yeah. And then just,
And they're nice ladies in there. They were really nice. You thought like maybe you were in trouble, but no. It's just like
and why would you be in trouble? Because they would literally say, "What do you want?" And I said, "Just every cookie."
Right.
And I don't know what they're called. I literally had her pick them out for me like I was 6.
Yeah, the one with the nuts. That one.
That one.
Sure. That one.
All of them.
Yes.
So my favorite was Angelo's too. Now, I am Jewish and I do like to complain.
Right.
My mistakes and what I missed for breakfast. I was just so full that my brain wasn't working, and I ended up getting shrimp and grits. And it was just not. It was fine.
It was a mess for you.
But it was like seeing you with your pancakes and the eggs Benedict, which you did offer. I don't want people to think that you're like, well, fuck you and your terribleness. You did offer. I was just so full. We didn't get to go to Wawa. That's
That's your big regret.
That's the black sheep on this week. And you, to be fair, you weren't as excited about you.
I don't know what a Wawa is.
It's a gas station with food in it.
Right, and that sounds so glamorous to me. And as glamorous as it does sound,
I'm a romantic.
I mean, and I appreciate that about you so much, but I just needed a little less romance, so Wawa wasn't for me this time.
Well, and people are going to listen and be like, she didn't let you go to Wawa, break up with her. I was allowed to go.
Oh, of course you were.
Our hotel was literally 4 minutes from a Wawa walking.
And I fell asleep several times on you for your free walking experience across the street.
But we ate so much food.
You couldn't do it.
There just wasn't enough time.
And there was too much already.
And we brought so much home. Food. We brought an another weekend of food. The dude helped us today
with the food outside. The valet guy.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, that's partly what's supposed to happen, but that was what we needed the most help with.
Yeah, we needed another. Food. You know how they have luggage carts? We had just a luggage cart full of food, and I wish I was joking.
Right.
But for those of you who are listening who don't know what Wawa is, it's not. It is a gas station with food, but it's not. It's like heaven has a gas station with food. They make sandwiches to order. They have the soft pretzels that we talked about. They have every snack you could want. And it's not, if you've been to a gas station and you're like, and you even said like your friend got one of those prepackaged sandwiches. It's not prepackaged. It's high quality. It is Michelin star quality gas station sandwiches. And I'm a tone.
Next time.
It is.
We will go.
It is an embarrassment to me that I'm doing an episode about Philly food without including Wawa. So I apologize that I did that. I apologize to you listening and watching. And I apologize to you, girlfriend, because you don't get mad at the child for not calling you kid. But
I know.
You don't, and I you saw my eyes like, what am I saying? You don't get mad at someone for just not knowing.
Right.
I messed up by not bringing you to Wawa, so it won't happen again.
Right.
You
failed me.
I did.
You did. And I forgive you.
Thank you.
And the good thing is Philly will always be there, and we can do it again.
It will be there, but at Wawa, listen. I know insider trading is illegal, but if, God forbid, and this will never happen, but if you are going to close, just do me a favor. Send me a quick little note, and I'll be there. I would drive 6 hours. You know what? In fact, goodbye, guys. I love you. We're just gonna go back to Philly right now and go to Wawa. Coming soon, part 2. And I don't know what the name of this is gonna be, But I'm going to do more of this. We're just going to go to a little city and maybe even, interview someone who made it. I don't know if they'd even let me do that. But here's the button on today's episode. If you're going to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the one place you can't miss is Angelo's in South Philly. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you to Manscaped and Freeze Pipe. I will see you guys next week. Bye.